Hey everyone, so today I have something really cool to talk to you guys about. But first I want to ask you this question about you thinking about something in your life that you didn't understand. There was something you can remember in your lifetime that caused you to struggle. You didn't quite understand how to do it. It was something that you might have had to learn, but it caused a lot of challenges for you. It was maybe difficult. And then there was somebody or something, whether it was a book, a video, a person, someone gave you the proper instructions. Somebody told you, well, listen, why don't you try it this way? Or why don't you look at it from this perspective and try those steps this way? And then when it worked, your whole awareness expanded, okay? Awareness meaning like you can't, like an elastic that stretches cannot go back to its original. So now this struggle is over because now you understand, oh, I was missing this step, or oh, I didn't understand this because I didn't even know to look for this. I had no idea because there wasn't the knowledge there available for you. But when someone gives you the knowledge, someone shows you how to do something, then you know how to do it. So it's like they're giving you a piece of a puzzle that is missing, okay? And once you put it in there, you're like, got it. This is what I want to talk about. So where I would like to lead this conversation today is towards any of you who have done some personal development work, who knows about the laws of the universe, law of attraction, manifestation, understanding that they have some type of input in your manifestation process. So this is where, there's certain things, right? Just like what example I just gave you, that when you don't have the awareness, the knowledge has been hidden, which it has, then it's hard for you to put the pieces together because there's just a little piece of knowledge, there's just a little piece of information that if you only had it, then it would open up everything for you. You'd be like, oh my God, this isn't hard. It's just that I was missing this piece that had to be part of the whole. So for any of you who doubt that manifestation is real or works for you, I've had many clients come to me and say that they don't even believe the law of attraction works, or it never works for them because they never get what they want. I want you to start to understand that you're probably all doing something perfectly. And you're missing one fine detail, which is one little thing, because no one teaches this, no one's sharing this information. And then we turn around and change all the laws in one moment, the moment we say, it ain't working. This isn't going to do it. I'm struggling. This is too hard. It's not meant for me. And I want all of you to catch yourself before you do that, because I'll bet things are working for you, but you just don't know what to look for. This time now is all about empowerment. It's all about remembering. It's all about putting your mind into the real knowledge, the ones that's going to move you forward, going to help you in every way in your life, whether it's financial, whether it's your health, whether it's your happiness. When you understand things about yourself, this is why know thyself is something that really I would encourage every one of you to deeply start to dive into, if you haven't already, about who you really are and how you work in this matrix and this reality. Because once you understand this, when you really become aware of it, things really become simple because you understand where things went wrong and why, and then how do you make it so that you are creating the reality you want. So what I want to talk to you about today, so that no longer are you guys discouraged if you get discouraged, where you have these questions of what am I missing? What's going on here? Because the logical way that we've been taught to do things, when you want to manifest magic, when you want to create things that have not been created yet, there's absolutely no logic to that. Now, people call it the universe, people call it the ether, they call it God, universal mind. There is an invisible substance, period. You call it whatever you wish. Okay, so I call it the quantum field, or I'll just mention it here as the field. And this field is intelligent. We've all had this information if you've studied anything to do with the universe or personal development or universal laws. So just if you're in the beginning stages, knowing that there's something else other than yourself that is influencing your life, your reality, that's where we could start. Because it's obvious that something's influencing you, because something intelligent is beating your heart. Something intelligent grows your hair, digests your food without you even being involved. So this, I hope, is a great way of starting for some of you, that if you didn't think that you had anything that was here working with you, moving through you and surrounding you at all times, well, the fact that you're breathing, the fact that you don't have to think about digesting your food or having your immune system realize when something's come in that needs to be taken care of, you're not asked about it. So there is a universal intelligence. I'm going to call it quantum field. And I want all of you to understand that you are interacting with this field no matter whether you believe in this or whether you don't, or whether you understand how the field listens and responds to you. And this is one of the biggest things that we have had hidden from us, is how the universe interacts with humans. A lot of people are still locked into the third dimension in terms of only believing what you see, and anything that comes through in a vibration in your stomach, like a gut feeling or your intuition, or you get a flash in your head of to do something, because these are not physical, right? Physical. They're still real, but people don't even take them seriously because we're conditioned to only lock ourselves in to the physical, what you can see. And what is so unbelievable is the most important part of who you are, the most important power that you have access to, is something you will never see. You'll only see what it can do for you, which is the third dimension. It's what you manifest. So this invisible power, this knowledge, this infinite intelligence, it expresses itself from nothing into something. So this is where I hope a lot of you start to understand that anything, including yourself, there's a second side to you. There's two sides to manifestation. There's the physical and the invisible, right? The non-physical. And so if you don't believe that there's someone here with you, that you are connected to a greater power than yourself, this is the law of polarity. This is you understanding that if there's an inside, there has to be an outside. If there's an inner world, there's an external world. And where all of us have been conditioned to only look at, focus, which is what I talked about yesterday, what are you looking at, is the external world. It's time that you realize you need both to create the life and the reality that you love. Now, there's definitely a process to manifesting, and I don't want to go into all of the steps here. They're not hard. It's just understanding them. But what I want to bring about for all of you today, for any of you who doubt that you're good at something, or that you're in harmony with what you want, or you're on the right line or the right track to manifest what you want, is I want you to pay attention to synchronicities. Because this word is thrown around all the time, and there's no deeper diving into the origin. What does it mean, synchronicities? At the fundamental level, in the invisible, because synchronicities are invisible, right? You sit there and you think of somebody and they phone you. But people blow that off. They don't understand that this is a quantum field and we're entangled, which means when you do have certain thoughts, depending on how engaged you are in your emotions, you will bring certain things into your reality. So when you have those coincidences, those synchronicities, all of you have probably had them. What I want to talk today about is understanding when you're trying to manifest something intentionally. You are awake, you are wanting to have a goal, and you want something. So let's say you want to have a soulmate, you're trying to grow your income, be more successful in your business. These are certain, and these are goals that you are looking to achieve. So you want to manifest them. But there's two things I want to talk to you about today to start to open your mind up and try. Just like I said yesterday in my reels, if something hasn't been working for you, or you've been at a certain place in your life and it doesn't seem to move and life keeps going, then maybe there's something you don't know. Maybe if you just learn something different than what you're given here in the system, you might actually start to move past where you are, and you will. So we're never going to be stuck. Nature is always about growing and expanding. You are part of nature. There's natural laws in place. So once you understand them, things begin to flow in your way. They flow towards what you want effortlessly. Nothing was meant to be a struggle when you understand you and the universal laws. So going to synchronicity, what I want all of you to start to open your mind to is that when you set an intention, when you think that you want to manifest something, I'm just going to use a soulmate today. If you want to manifest a soulmate and you're putting some intention into that, you might be writing out things in a journal, you might be doing a vision board. I don't know what you're doing, but you do know that in your heart, you want to find a soulmate. So with that being said, what you want to know is that you're going to start to have subtle intuition hits, meaning the synchronicities in sync is going to start to take place. And this is going on in the invisible realm. This is the place that is just as real as the physical. And this is where all manifestation and the route to its fulfillment for your goal to be attained is always pre-planned in the invisible realm. So this is where I want you to pay attention to these synchronicities that start to show up in your life. So the first thing I want to encourage all of you to do is to take some time out of your day, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and turn off the noise. I always talk about unplugging from the system. The system doesn't bring you anything for more growth, more inspiration, more life. It takes. So where you are right now in the system, wherever you are right now, if you want to change anything, the information comes from without, not within it. So there's going to be your desire. You've set that intention. Don't think the universe isn't connected to you. Infinite intelligence moves to and through you and is surrounding you. So the moment you make a decision or desire to have something, it automatically starts to sync up. It is what pre-plans the fulfillment of your desire. This is why for some of you who have ever heard, don't worry about the how, like shut the ego off, stop trying to tell God or tell the universe how to do things. This is actually something to take very seriously, because the how, the plan, the design is all done without you. All you have to do is choose what desire, what you want. And in the background, in the invisible realm, all of the plans, all of the steps for your fulfillment of whatever you desire is going on. This is why if you look for it right away and it's not there, and then you say it doesn't work, you're already turning everything off. You're shutting it all down. But with a new understanding of the process, then you know, don't shut it down. Be patient. By turning off the noise purposely, starting to go within and just quiet your mind. You can meditate, you can listen to music that makes you feel good, you can pet your cat, it doesn't matter. As long as your five senses are no longer being engaged and plugged into the system. This is where you can start to look into your imagination, start to see your desire, see what it's like to have it, feel what it's like to have it. This is something that is part of the work. Remember yesterday I said to you, like, it's not the physical work that everyone's got to do, yet that's all everyone's doing here. They're trying harder physically. It's the mental work that needs to be done. So it's playing like a kid. This isn't hard. This is easy and effortless. When we were children, we lived in our imagination. It was fun. This is what you have to do. So this isn't hard. This is effortless. But it's not in a line with your belief systems anymore, because all of us have been told you work hard, you work long hours, and that is what will get you what you want. And we all know that's not true. So you want to start to take time out of your day until it gets really into a habit, like I talked about yesterday, habit. And then eventually you'll be driving to work, you'll be with your kids, you can be doing this while you're plugged into the system, because you're automatically able to do it, because it's effortless, you're used to doing it again, and you love it. Why would you not love seeing your goal already attained? Whatever it is that you want, you clearly want it. It's going to make you happy. It's going to bring you something, joy, more health, more happiness, more love. Why would you not want to spend your time there? This is what I encourage you to do. Now think about this. If we were all given the information, even what I'm about to share with you today, we were given this all throughout our life. This is what school taught us. Then this would not even be foreign to you. This would seem normal to you. And you would be doing this every day anyways. So we have gotten information that was once in the minds of humans at one time, and it's been removed. Now, this is what you want to know. When you decide on something that you desire, automatically in the background, like I've shared, it's being worked out for you. Now, this is something you've got to believe and trust. This is a decision that you have to make. If it's invisible and you can't see it, and you're not willing to believe in something you can't see, then you might as well just scroll. Because you have to start to understand the power is in the invisible. There's a part of your personality that resides in the invisible. That's the part that's doing the work. And then the physical human needs to fulfill the tiny piece. I told you, 1% is all our job is. That's what's so crazy when I learned this. The physical part of our humanness is only responsible. It only has to take small aligned actions. Yet what are we doing? We're ignoring the invisible world. We're not looking at anything to do with the mental part of ourself and creation. And we're putting 100% in the physical world of trying harder. This is why we struggle and never ever get what we truly desire. Okay, so this process is amazing. So when you have your desire, all of you have probably had intentions before. You've gotten these intuitive hits and you have declined them. You have ignored them, or you have avoided them. So this is where the synchronicities, where I want you to understand, is when the synchronicities start to line up around your intention. This is the proof that you are on the right track. Okay, the universe is responding, it's got your message, and now you have to pay attention, because what you're going to have is coincidences. You're going to have certain people and circumstances. Synchronicities are going to start to show up, and at each time that there's like a link in the chain towards your fulfillment. What do I mean by that? I mean that you and I are going to have to listen and take certain actions when we're guided to, between where we are and having what we want. Because there's an actual process. There's no spiritual bypassing. Who we're being now, obviously, is not a match for what we want, or we'd have it. So what is so beautiful about this divine operation of manifesting is when you desire something, the universe is so intelligent and so perfect. It gives you, it's got the divine plan, and it gives you through your intuition the first step, not the fourth step, the first step. And then once you accomplish that, you are going to be intuitively guided for the second step. And it moves on like that. Each step is literally growing and evolving you. So this completely takes out the how. What do I do? How do I do it? That is the third dimension. That's linear thinking, and that's your human mind trying to do something in the physical world. Remember I said to create something new is done in the non-physical world first. So this is your intuition. These are all the invisible signals, all the signs, okay? And so when you do this, if we're not a match right now for what we want, and yet we have a desire, we've got the universe is responding to us, and now we're being guided towards the fulfillment of our desire. What do you think's happening energetically under the radar? Your energetic field is changing because you're changing. No one changes by sitting there reading a book. No one changes when they're just watching TV. You change when you take some type of action that goes along in alignment with whatever it is that you're doing. It grows you in experience, it gives you the wisdom, and it changes you, not only on a biological level and a chemical level. Like I said yesterday, your atoms start to change when you start to think differently. Then it changes the signal the DNA is outputting. This is how you attract what you want. But you have to understand and trust there is something beautiful and magical and intelligent going on in the background. And now that you understand it, what's really happening, there's no need to be impatient, and there's no need to wonder how or when. You will be told how or when you're ready. When the universe has got the plan in place, has arranged for the circumstances, the people, and the things, then you will be given the first intuitive hit. This is your responsibility, though, to listen and to take it. This might help answer some of those questions when you have been on fire. You're in alignment, either in business or in anything you're doing to create more success in your life. And all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I feel like I'm in the zone. I feel like I'm in the zone. Everything's working for me. Some people might even say that you're lucky. What you need to understand is alignment means that you as a physical being are actually in alignment with your invisible side of yourself as well. You both are working in wholeness, in unity. Right? You cannot do it by yourself with the physical side of you only. This is why when you try harder and you try to continually make something work in the physical world, you eventually will burn out. I'm not saying that you won't ever get any success, but it's not sustainable. There's no way that you're successful, happy, fulfilled, not tired, and you have everything you want. That doesn't happen. You might get one thing you want, and the rest is just sacrifice and struggle. For you, when you're in alignment with the truth of who you are and manifestation, it's effortless manifestation. Okay? It's effortless manifestation. You just need to pay attention. This is why distraction is so big. This is why focusing on the manifested world is so big, because then you don't pay attention. Some people don't even notice when their intuition is saying, okay, here it is. I want to help you manifest. This is your step. We've already made the arrangements in the background. This is what we need you to do. And the human doesn't even notice it, because they're living in fight or flight. They're in survival. They're trying to survive in the physical world, and they're not even paying attention to their invisible signals. This is why you need to take time out throughout the day and focus on what you desire. So it was my intention today with these reels to help people realize that you are not doing anything wrong. You're just missing certain pieces of information that you might never have put together yourself, because we're too conditioned to only look at the linear, the logical. And this is why when some people talk about things, the illogical, it's only illogical because to the physical mind, it's not linear. It's not normal. It's not common. So that sounds crazy. That's illogical. But when you get inside with your invisible side of yourself, your spiritual side of yourself, it's not illogical. It's just typical. Let's get it. Let's manifest it. So this is where the wholeness, the unity, the communication between the inside and the outside, it needs to be crystal clear. It needs to be squeaky clean. You need to remove the noise in the external world and start working the way we're always meant to. The outside system has failed us. So why not trust the internal system, where most people don't go because we are not taught to look there or to pay attention or understand how we move in and out of this different realms. That's God's system. I would trust God's system over the system that we've been given. And one last thing I just want to leave here is to understand whether you're listening to your intuition, because some people ask me this: how do I know if it's my intuition or if it's my ego? Well, one is going to bring you closer to what you want, and it's going to be something you've never done before. So the first thing that might go through your physical, logical mind is, this is illogical, this won't work, and I'm scared. I don't want to do it. That's how you know you're listening to the right part. The intuition is always going to lead you down a path you've never been, but that's how you get something you've never had. If you're doing things and you're listening to things that are easy, that are normal, that don't make you kind of have any fear in your body of excitement, like, okay, I know this is going to give this to me. I know I'm going to manifest this, but boy, this kind of makes me feel a little nervous. This is totally two different energies. One leads you down a path that will bring you exactly what you desire or better, and the other one brings you right back in the loop to what you already have. So it's a choice and a decision to trust in you and not the system, and see what happens.